the sort of player break ended and everything. There's some impressive stuff in here. I mean, they've got a 2-1 over Amcal, of course. Amcal are just, as in the other CCT event, of course, they're obviously trying to integrate their new Orpa Topo, who, of course, is not actually known for being a professional player. He's known for being a KZ champion in 1.6, which is kind of crazy. You got Sampi, which is a really good win at this level as well. Of course, Eyeballers, they've not really settled yet either, but it's still a really good win to take them down 2-1. So they've got some really good results on their record now. And as you say,
the current Aurora, you don't touch the main roster. It's just that good, even though they may be a bit up and down on LAN especially. So it is about finding someone for the future where they could say, okay, let's take a risk on you.
Stuff happens. Players get ill. Players, test positive for COVID. Players have to miss events. You get your opportunity. Of course, other teams come shopping as well for new players. It's got to be said, for an academy team, they're holding a pretty good world ranking for an academy team. So at least they're getting that experience. On the flip side, their opponents, of course, today are indeed our favourite players. The Kosovian, is that how you say it? Kosovian?
Kosovian, yeah.
Kosovian, it sounds good. It sounds kind of...
Kosovans, maybe, actually?
That sounds more right. I like mine better, but...
Yeah, yours
correct.
sounds better, but I think Kosovan is right, I'm pretty sure.
I suspect you're probably right. And these are the suspects. Of course, better known players from the region, of course, who went through the Blink team into Bad News Eagles. We've seen a couple of these players like Hyper mix it up with that core of players a little bit in the past. And I guess a reasonably similar story, Trav, of who's going to be the standout on this team, who is of this region of the Balkans, who could be of the caliber to play alongside some of the bigger names in the future.
Yeah, it's that core, I think, of Bledar, Dementa, Kaylee, who have obviously made a name for themselves on Blink, but didn't really push much higher other than really sort of ESEA advanced playoff level. If you remember, like there's a couple of these players who've been around that area for sure. But yeah, it's been I think they made their way through the play-in this time, so at least some progress there to qualify through that. And we're going to see the veto now as well, of course, to see where we're going to be playing today. And yeah, Aurora Youngblood, they actually have a pretty wide veto at the moment. They only really don't play Nuke. I think it's fair to say as well that the suspect don't play Nuke or Vertigo, so we definitely won't be seeing Nuke in this series. As for their picks, there are some ones that make sense. I think Dust 2 is likely, and that's going to be interesting. There we go, it's going to be the first pick, actually. So I think that's a very good middle ground map for both these two teams. Obviously, Dust 2 is being played a lot right now due to Overpass not being in the pool. Dust 2 is obviously was the map to replace it. So it's like, some teams are forced into playing it and forced into getting better on it very quickly if you were good at Overpass in particular. And I think that new box on Dust 2 as well, the one that obviously means you can fast cat yourself rather than needing someone to boost you, it provides a lot of different factors now, Alan. Like, you can play at a headshot angle, holding short as a CT, you can retake quickly as a CT. I think it actually gives a lot more interest to the A site and retakes / holds.
It's going to be intriguing. I'm just looking at this veto and wondering, did Aurora Youngblood need to ban the nuke? Because I don't think they did.
No.
I don't think the suspects would have picked it. In response.
It's like that, isn't it? It's always like, who takes the gamble?
And then also they didn't punish pick the Vertigo. It's either a lot of confidence in their best maps, probably is the case, but there are certainly ways that Aurora Youngblood could have made their opponents more uncomfortable. Do they feel like they need to? That's a very different question, but if this series goes close and they potentially lose one of these maps, I'm going to go back to this veto and say you could have made your opponents more uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think that's an accurate way of putting it. But at the same time, I do think they're plainly just better at the moment. And not just better, I mean significantly better. Of course, this is like a rare CCT appearance, I feel like, for the suspect. They've been in a couple, but it's obviously had to qualify through the play-in, whereas Aurora Youngblood made, as we spoke about, CCT Series 7 in EU playoffs, and with a 3-1 record as well. It's not like they squeaked it 3-2 or maybe even got invited as a 2 and 3 team if one of the other invites couldn't make it, as we saw with 9, for example, because Monty had to pull out due to Sticko's illness or operation / hospital trip, whatever he had to have done. So
Yeah, Aurora Youngblood, they're definitely making progress. As I said, the Amcal win in the playoffs, the first game against the invited team was a 2-1 victory. Quality win. They go up against Zero Tenacity later on today in those playoffs. That's a whole different ball game. But yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting to see if they can continue up their form at the moment.
Yeah, just checking actually, at least in terms of HLTV rankings, I don't think they've been updated since they played even the Eyeballers game. So their true current form is probably a little bit above what even the numbers suggest. Once they get updated, they will be bumping up. Either way, it's Dust 2, baby.
Hell yeah. Actually, you know what, Alan? I'm enjoying Dust 2 more than I thought I would when it got reintroduced into the pool.
I had very low expectations, but it's quite good fun.
It is quite good fun because I'm seeing so many different things with the nades being able to break the smokes now, of course, as well. We're going to have a opening killer looks here for Kaylee. Blexi will get caught off guard. But yeah, I mean, you know how Alexi famously stacked all the nades in CT once droppable nades became an update, and does just had like that one game where he got 900 damage toward Catwalk in this position right here that we're going to see right there.
Yeah. That was a while ago. That's a throwback.
That is a throwback. But now we're seeing them stacked in CT to break open mid to B smokes, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, equally you throw them for the long cross smokes as well.
Exactly. It's both. And you don't, as a T side, you don't really expect there being two. You may expect one, but not two.
Ooh, good kill from Grix. Balam on the lurk, collects one. Let's see if Grix can do anything more. He cannot. So the A defense does crumble. It was a man deficit for this defensive side, but it should be all she wrote.
Yeah, all good. Kaylee will clear it up. And he started the round, and he'll end the round as well. That smoke that was sort of next to the cross, I feel like, was a little bit misplaced, but in the end it didn't hurt. It didn't really hurt either of them. Wouldn't have affected Aurora Youngblood either way. They got taken down straight up. That's a good start for the suspect. There's been a few suspects around the scene last couple of days, I will say.
Not anymore, they're dead to rights. Straight up criminals.
Yeah. Dementa. As I said, he's one of those players that was part of that Blink core back in the day. I think he's a pretty good player. Known, of course, for that and for being a regular around in the pugging scene, of course, like you kind of mentioned. Already we've got a frag, actually, in this next round. Actually, Blexi's managed to get away with an AK here.
It's a good find, but it is the information, isn't it? Easy call for the T's, just to end B now. Obviously save the AK here, but I feel like these pistols should go hunting a bit. See if they can find one more frag. Okay, they're playing Protect the VIP.
Yeah.
My favourite paintball game.
I saw, I had a chance to co-stream some of the new Cloud9 in the Bet Boom Dacha quals the other day. And Boomich was playing that exact position, but on a, like, boosted on blue box outside long, but on a gun round with, like, 2 players around him. And somehow they only got 1 kill from that, which I'm still baffled as to how that came through. But it's a great place to save, very advantageous angle. As you said, if you want to keep that AK, very important going into the gun round. Give yourself all the utility you can possibly get, and a kit as well. The all-important kit. They've lost the only AK that actually they had, the suspect in that round. 3 kills and the scout will be kept over.
Don't you feel like it should be the suspects?
I know. I would, you'd think that, wouldn't you?
Maybe they come from, like, StarCraft and Quake. Where it's 1v1.
Yeah.
You could also just be suspects. I think that'd be quite good. I think, yeah, that's a better name. I'm just insulting them. Yeah. But I think it would be a better name. It was just suspect.
Yeah.
I like that.
Because there were 2 different meanings for suspect. Like, you know, an actual suspect, or that was a suspect performance.
Although that is kind of like calling yourself the cheaters.
I remember that, actually.
They're not far off at the moment, but...
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe sign Joel when he gets unbanned.
We'll see. We're going for a B-pop coming in here. Valen will manage to deal with Mikus. Not sure if that's the correct pronunciation, but I'll maybe wait for someone in chat to educate me on that one. And of course, as we know, even in a 3v4 for the suspect, It should be ever so slightly favoured in this round. So all about the tunnels retake. You need 2 players through tunnels to make these retakes on B a lot easier, and that's exactly what they've got this time. And that smoke is still up, of course, and Bladard is going to be keeping a very close eye on it. Vilby will go straight down, you'd think, and he knows that Grix is now stuck behind it too. It's immediately going to change the round even more in the T side's favour. Blue White will get a quick trade, but then Hyper helps out, and Bladard will just push with the dualies to deal with the kill. And lots of things about Dust 2 have changed, as we spoke about. I like a lot of them. I think it's been an entertaining map now on CS2, which is what both we were surprised about. But B site is still just impossible for CTs.
It's a nightmare retake. We used to say it was the hardest retake in the game.
Yeah. That and Inferno probably.
Marginally easier with the door switch now, probably.
Yeah. You can still play close cubby though, can't you? Like past the car. Like,
yeah.
Play a car and left cubby.
I do also think if you have a HE, being able to break it. That was the old problem. If you had a smoke on doors, going through the window is just suicide. Because even if you flash them, you're just going to run into lead.
Yeah.
Through. So, yeah, I mean, I've been enjoying this, at least in CS2, this iteration of Dust 2 more than previous.
Yeah.
It just feels like there's more options. It was so formulaic. At least, especially before they did the mid changes, the sidelines, it was so formulaic.
Yeah, it was just, always said it was the lowest sort of strat level in the game, if you get what I mean, like the lowest idea.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It was also a map where it was like, why even, like, even if you don't like it, you're never going to ban it, because you just, like, you need, no joke, you would need 3 things on the T side, and maybe 3 things on the CT side, and you could play it, you might not win a lot of games, but you could be competitive.
Yeah, because
you wouldn't
down
just get
to individual skill as well, like the long duels and stuff like that. So, yeah, I would agree with that. I think the most interesting thing right now, of course, is the most recent update with the box on short, because as I was kind of alluding to, you can hold it and as a CT and hold a very dirty angle toward catwalk / short, which is quite hard to one-tap if you're a T player now. And it's not just the quick rotation up for CTs to take cat quickly at the beginning of the round, it's the holds if they're coming up long, an extra angle for a T side to worry about, and of course the retakes hitting up toward elbow quickly to aid those retakes. So yeah, I like that about it for sure. I think it's been a good change.
I haven't seen it play much yet, so I need to see it in the moment.
You might if we see an A side execute.
Get some interplay soon. For now, just a default. Demento here, goes through the smoke. Double flashes, very nice. That's how it's done. Bad flash, gets turned, they look back, they look straight into the good flash.
Here's the angle I'm talking about, but Demento will check it properly this time. He's played enough Dust 2 to realise that's a problem, and then he'll duck down to avoid the player looking to trade. That's real.
So presumably, does it mean now, can you jump up the whole way?
You can jump up all by yourself, yeah.
Right. You don't need a person to quick cat.
You don't need to boost. So yeah, as I said, you can either go up all by yourself.
Interesting angle. I just feel like because you could get pre-fired a lot that angle as well.
Yeah, for sure. It's a new angle that T sides are all pre-aiming now, of course. Oh, Vilby actually managed to get himself one from that one, and it wasn't actually Valen. Valen managed to duck underneath those bullets. It was a player behind him that got taken out, but it's not going to change much, I'm afraid. B site is where the last 2 CTs reside, and the A site is where the suspect are going to win this particular round.
Can you, if the T's come round short and they go close to the wall, can they still be seen?
If the CT's ducking, then it's tight, but I think the T's can still see you. Yeah, pretty sure.
And then the reverse obviously would be true.
Yeah, the CT
but you can't
if
you're playing on that box of CT, nobody can get in short without you knowing.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because that means that obviously, see if these players survive. For years, AWPers have played different off angles on the railing as it was in the ledge. But now, a peeking T has to think about more angles.
There
They
it is.
can't.
Yeah.
They can't pre-aim. Well, they could strafe out a bit and then aim on the tight angle. As they go wide, it probably benefits the AWPer more than the box. That makes sense. Like this makes
Yes.
it brings the AWPer into play because a rifle has to worry so much more as they swing.
Also, just the need for manpower is just not as much. Like, you're not going to need to call someone over to elevator. I mean, elevator is still going to be called elevator, but you just don't need to go that route anymore. Elevator just probably won't be used as much. Simple as that. Other than maybe
Yeah,
some
you're
of those
right.
cheeky jump shots.
I mean, if you give long, you don't. We have to do the risk of running up the site side.
Yeah, and yeah, you don't need to have an extra player in elevator that could just get sprayed through a smoke if he tries to retreat, right? So you can just go about it yourself. So it does help the CTs quite a lot in that instance. Oh, Valen. Got eat a nade. The other one slightly missed, I believe. So he's lucky to get away with his life and lucky to get away with 57 HP still intact, that's for sure.
You have to love a game where they add one box and we can have a 15-minute conversation.
But no, I mean, it's
That's all the options. Literally
brilliant.
one by 1 foot box.
Oh, that's Counter-Strike, isn't it? It's great. It's just
God.
it changes so many things, and how many angles one box can create. It's kind of crazy. Hopefully, you'll see the example that I kind of thought up of the if the suspect go for a proper long take and it's a gun round for Aurora Youngblood. You'll see them. So there's a player jumping on the box now. See, look, so he's up. He's up, and can put himself in the smoke. But yeah, with the rifles holding toward long on the box, it's another cheeky headshot angle that can be played. This is also one with the Deagle here for Blixie. Oh, all three players are creeping through. There's no HE, of course, to break up in that smoke. Oh, it's being looked at. There's a player pushing through the smoke anyway, and it's well checked by Bledard. And he's definitely aware there's another player there too. Vilby does get one, but Blixie didn't. Blue White will pounce toward Bledard and get a free AWP for himself, but with Vilby on 3 HP, this AWP will try and save. Will he be allowed to? No, he won't.
Surely he doesn't live. This is ridiculous. At some point they'll figure it. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Unlucky.
Oh my.
I respect the hustle.
Well, this is a pretty ideal start. Get a lot better than
T-side
this.
dust too, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean the only saving grace I think for the CTs is that surely the suspects just don't have much money. I wouldn't have thought they got a lot to them. Actually a bit more than I thought, so they must have cleaner gun rounds. Yeah, this is a little bit out of control.
Yeah.
We need to make a dent. This is approaching must-win territory. You can see the double AWP is out now, so clearly wanting to incite a change. And that has not started well. AWPer removed. Top spawn, AWP on that player. Perfect start. Again for the T side.
And the re-aggression to try and recover the kill in the round is made towards short, as you can see. The immediate rotation up the boxes for Blue-White to help out. Now, right-click smoke to prepare for this possible A play. And it's not really going to be a possible A play anymore. It is going to be an A play. We're already very much up onto the site. Kaylee's still got plenty of utility to use as well. Lexi with the AWP's going to push up close, and now he's going to use a box. This is the angle I'm talking about. You can catch top car if someone's playing there. It's a very nice shot from Blixie, and that could change the round, but Blue-White will get removed in the end, so it's still a 3v3, and look at them. Vilby and Blixie are walking wounded, but Vilby still managed to catch 1 and 2. And it leaves it down to Bledard, and he's kind of in the middle of no man's land on long. He knows there's a player CT. He knows there were a couple catwalk, perhaps. But they're about to just double swing him and catch him off guard. And that is a very nice little mini rotation from Aurora Youngblood to get themselves off the board.
It's a good round. They played that from a deficit. Seeing the replay. Lose the first number.
Yeah.
Playing new angles. I'm intrigued. I'm already very interested about this. This is good fun. I wonder if... Normally a team would molly either Gandalf or Short if they had one. Maybe you molly the jump up box.
There's a world. There's a world in which that could be the choice now. The meta's still evolving on it, obviously, like where you throw your regular util. But yeah, there's just another option to worry about. Nice bit of short aggression here for Vilby. A little bit whiffy. Needs another 2-bullet tap to get away, and he'll duck away with a 5v4 for Aurora Youngblood. But yeah. I just think that angle we saw Blixie use there with the AWP That's exactly what I mean. Like, you can catch a player top car, you can see over the top of the cross smoke, just about if a player does jump top car. If they decide to jump onto the A site using that close box, right, the one that's in front of the site, on long side, you can catch a headshot angle there as well, especially if you've got an AK as a CT. It's a nice angle just to hit a headshot on, so yeah, lots to think about.
Oh, we need more flashes than that, don't we?
Yeah.
I can't see how they get past Grix at all now. They do not. It's a blender.
Way!
Absolutely clinical fall for this man. Perhaps easier than it should have been. So we've got to hit the shots. He cleans up shop. Looking better.
Yeah. Nice little rebuttal here. And Grix making that look very easy because it kind of was in a way. As in the end, when those last 3 players came through, they only had an HE apiece, I think. No flashes, like you say. So awkward. And now that money has been broken down. So this is the round for Aurora Youngblood. They could even get like a 7-5, 6-all-half if they win this one.
I'm just checking who were the big performers in their recent wins. Grix has been up there in all their games. So expecting big things. He's obviously started well. B-pop to come, straight through the smoke. Oh my. 2 for this young man. Gets traded though. And the T's going to take that, aren't they? A 3-on-3. They have more util to chain onto this door. Just need to get that bomb planted. Without issue. Smoke out from the CT's. I feel like they need to go. If they're going to throw this util, you need to move. There's so many smokes down.
Yeah.
But they're not committing, man. They're really taking their time. I think they're going to waste their own util here.
Yeah, they're convinced there could be a possibility of a mid lurk as well. Blue-White just went back and checked that. So, he's still got the incendiary. There's still that smoke on Grix as well. And they've got 2 kits. They might just leave it really late here and try and catch the suspect off guard, going for something exactly like this. But it doesn't matter. Oh my word. Then I'll just pick up the AWP and immediately hit a no-scope. But Grix is trying his best. Unfortunately, there's no time. He's just playing for exits. He's going to kill absolutely everyone. And that will be impactful in terms of the suspect's money, as you'll be able to see there. Look, got a couple of players on 3.5 grand. But another frustrating round for Aurora Youngblood that are not able to get into that B side.
I'm quite sure Bledard thought his opponents were saving when he picked up this AWP.
That one.
Must have been. Bizarre, really, isn't it? I mean, I guess the damage is nice, but the Aurora guys never really gave themselves a chance to win the round. Now, it can pay dividends. It can pay dividends because they've brought the money ever so low for that T side. So potentially could force pistols in the following, but they need to win this round. Whoa, look at this push. So much information. Tunnel smoke is perfectly timed.
Yeah,
they've got so much of the map.
They realise rotation needs to come through quickly, and obviously B-Stack's been a bit of a problem for them, so you want at least 2 or 3 there, honestly. Because look where Vilby is now. Is it even being glanced at? Oh my goodness, how much do you play Trigger Discipline? Okay, Blood would have probably seen him, so that's a really good kill to take. And he'll maybe stick around. Actually, I thought he was going to fall away, but he's going to stick around and go for another swing around the car area. He's going to completely catch them off guard, and he manages to get a second. Well played, Vilby. That's probably cancelled this round for the T side.
Oh, GG go next. What do you do?
Get a whole 50 seconds.
Possibility now, of course, that the T's could have rerouted. That's why the CT's having to move. So it's not as good as it was. Still a man advantage. T's obviously very flustered. No util used for mid. Easy for Grix. This round has crumbled. It's going to take tremendous shooting from these remaining players. Probably some mistakes as well from Aurora Youngblood. With 15 seconds. No bueno. It's going to have to be a save.
Yep. And they've got some utility to keep over too, so it's vaguely impactful. And they know they need it because, you know, Aurora Youngblood, of course, managing to kill everyone at the end of the round in that B retake that they didn't really attempt in the end, thanks to Grix getting those 3 kills. It's long term, it's helped a little bit. It might actually net them an extra round for sort of half free, but it's going to be a force spike around those 2 guns. I don't blame them, to be fair, as they would be basically full eco. Give those AK some support. We've got enough utility to make this one a possibility, so
B-rush.
let's see.
Come on. Oh, we're getting it. We're getting it. They had very little utils. I don't actually blame them for running such a simple round.
Oh.
HE is damaging. And traded the side player. Bomb now. Surely soon to be stuck.
No.
That's a great kill. Despite the flashbang. Just 2 rush B. There's just something so poetic about it.
Yeah, this is almost impossible now. Lexi's 5 HP. They're actually going to give this one more of a go, which I'm surprised about. This is the angle I was talking about, the close car angle that's not behind the car. And it's just the freest of free headshots. And they're going to have to fall away. Feels bad, man. That should have been that. Feels like it should have been a 7-5 half for Aurora Youngblood in this game, but it might even be a 9-3 at this rate.
A call as old as time coming out from the suspects. I believe there are cave paintings of such. How far back they date. Carbon dated to the 5th millennium BC. Predates pyramids.
There you go. And nothing saved, of course, for Aurora Youngblood either. A little tiny swing there at the end by the CT side. A little bit disagree with that. I'll just try and lock yourself behind the building. Keep the gun at all costs. I saw that from Masuti the other day when I was doing a 9 game. He had full utility and an AK. He had a kit as well, and it was a 1v2. It was very, very winnable, and they didn't actually really need to save. And in the end, he just barely goes for it. It was on nuke. Went back to outside red and just held an angle and didn't save properly, and just died. And that's one of my pet hates for sure.
No halfway house, all in or all out.
Mm-hmm.
Check out the call from Aurora Youngblood. 4A. It's a bold call. I mean, you just lost, obviously, to a B rush. And they're saying...
Do it again.
Well, they're not going to go B again. The fear is if Aurora Youngblood present too little resistance in mid and B, their bluff could be called. For now, though, the bomb might be on shore, but with these players in tunnels, I don't think anything is decided yet.
Yeah, Kaylee is up on short.
Let's have a catwalk drop into a B split. That'd be wild.
I've seen one of those actually recently. It's funny you should say that. Been pretty crazy. Grix, that's a really important kill, but it's just a bit of a ruse from the suspect, and Grix does fantastically well to get his 2, but he does touch the Molotov, and Kaylee, on the other side of the map, has got his 2 headshots, so it's a bit of a nightmare for Aurora Youngblood. They had everything going their way with Grix dealing with the fake single-handedly. It's still going to be a hard retake. Thankfully, Blue, White, and Vilby are here very quickly, and Kaylee will finally get taken down. It's Bledard and Valen. Bledard with that AWP, of course. Gandalf has been removed. And now, it is just down to Bledard, and he hasn't got a nade to break open that smoke, so he's going to have to either pop his way through it, or maybe play a one way next to it. Will be spotted out, but he can't deny this defuse. It's so awkward. He tries to find it. And Blue White will catch him as he goes through. If he managed to get that 1 extra half second to maybe readjust to the diffuser, that would have been insane. But
I think his first shot, the blind shot, was really close.
Yeah.
That's wild. Grix deserves a lot of credit though, doesn't he? This is a fake. He collects both. He can obviously call to his teammates that are not really seeing that much more. Kaylee runs up catwalk, does his best to recover the round. Not quite enough. So, Aurora Youngblood. It was a very difficult half. They went down heavily early. To come away with 4 rounds, it's not that bad, is it? At least they're in the game. A good start to this half would no doubt be tremendously helpful, but at least they give themselves opportunities. A little bit of breathing room.
We've had Blixie drop out, so hopefully he'll get himself back in the server ASAP. And yeah, I think, genuinely, I think 4 rounds on CT Dust 2 in this meta is not bad. Like, I think they can work with that. They were 6-0 down, as you can see here. So,
Yeah,
yeah, not awful.
it's not a bad recovery. Had they not lost to the kind of half by B rush, it really would have been quite a good recovery. So, positives to be gleaned, I guess. Grix, of course, played a really great CT half, actually. He seems to be everywhere. I mean, he had the huge round on B. You can see the flash assist there for one of the B round. Then he's also on A sometimes, so I don't know what's going on. He's everywhere.
Yeah, and obviously they deserve a huge amount of credit for some of their recent results, Aurora Youngblood. Maybe they're a little bit tired this morning after their exploits, of course. But winning against Amcal is particularly impressive, right? Because you are literally an academy team of youngsters who are trying to, learn their way at this level, and you're going up against storied names like Crad and Forrester with all the experience, and you manage to find a way to beat them in a close 3 mapper. Just checking it now, it was 13-9 on Vertigo for Aurora Youngblood, it was 13-7 for Amcal and Inferno, and 13-9 for Aurora on Ancient at Decider. So there are some maps that Amcal have shown good form on in the past. They managed to beat them on.
They're just checking, actually, even in their losing series, they're taking these games really close. So it's been a very competitive few weeks from these young men. Pissed around for the moment looks good, doesn't it? Oh my! Oh, that's ugly! That is ugly. And I'm not wearing my beer glasses.
Oh dear. Yeah, Dementor and Valen, they may have got those couple of kills. It may be a 2v3, but look at the HP on Grix, Blixie and Vilby. Grix will smartly just avoid that fight because he realises that he does need to help his teammates here just in case. Oh, this is also a bit whiffy. Oh, the tracking's not there for Grix. And he will manage to get his 1, but Valen, ooh, gets 2. And of course, he's a high health player. He's going to launch himself in with the Glock. And you know what? That's the only possible way he was going to win that round. And he found a way to make that way a reality.
What's just happened? What's just happened? I mean, obviously the last kill is funky, but the second frag, I'm gonna get a replay of it. He absolutely assassinated the terrorist players. Don't want to see that again. Here we go.
There's a chance we see it. Here we go.
The second kill here. Oh my. That is savage. And you can even look at the Aurora players and say, you didn't play it that badly. I mean, they tried to peek off each other. They just both got absolutely railed.
And then it leaves the poor long player, like, isolated on below half health, thinking, oh god, I'm just going to get pre-fired here. I want a tough angle for me. And he kind of did, bless him. Valen, what a play. North Macedonian talent. Maybe he should be in my North Macedonian Olympic team. Who knows?
There you go.
Oh! The scout is so good on Dusty.
This guy is good, man.
Seeing it bought so often and seeing these shots hit so often too.
Grix is good.
I agree.
I'm sure there's a better line we can come up with, but we'll keep working on it. No doubt this player will be around for many games to come. The cleanup crew is here. Aurora lose pistol, but surely this round they can't lose to another unlikely retake. Good trade. Force buy wins out. Money is disastrous for the defense.
Yeah,
this is the comeback.
And it's a free AWP for Grix as well, which is just always goes a long way. He doesn't need it if he can hit shots like that, but yeah, it goes a long way to get that AWP for free on that T side. UMP being pulled out as well. Don't see that too often either.
The day of firsts.
Was it Elise? You said he likes the UMP because he likes to work the round with it or something? Like he feels like it's easier than an MP9. I don't know.
It's a bit play the range a bit more, but
yeah,
I don't know. The MP9 is just
stupid.
Yeah,
that is a
rate
word.
of fire is just nuts.
So, as expected, it is the immediate force buy in response.
Ooh, check out the cat play. This could get spicy.
Here we go. They're going to launch their way in. Oh, I don't agree with the jump, but it still might work out for a couple of kills. Good reaction from Grix. Valen will again manage to somehow have enough time to pick up the AK and get another. Makus needs to be careful here. He's about to get swung upon. Nah, good reaction. Good reaction. Kaylee needs a headshot, and I don't think you're going to be hitting these unless you're Shiro.
Oh.
He is Shiro. All right, no scope. Immediate AK switch. No armor.
Yes,
He's up
let's
towards
go.
short. Go through it. No, he can't.
Kaylee ace side us too. That has a ring to it. Let's see. Nobody peeking. And now that AWP is in pit, this is impossible.
Yeah. The hardest shot to hit in Counter-Strike. Genuinely.
I feel like he should actually say, once he gets to here without seeing anybody... it's a good
close.
try, but he's throwing this gun by the wayside. It has value. And that's not going to work out. That also would have been the only thing they carry into the next round, wouldn't it? Now they have nothing.
Indeed. Now it's a full eco, and it's game on. And yeah, I actually can't think of a harder shot in the entirety of the game. From A site as a CT to pit, trying to retake under pressure. That has to be the hardest headshot to hit.
You could certainly take a very ranged duel on nuke.
Yeah.
You'd have a really... There's that spot, your CT.
Zaiwu? Stairs?
Yeah. You're playing behind the stairs. That is evil, that spot. It's really hard to see the head.
Okay, that's quite hard. I agree. That's a good
I will
comparison.
not deny that killing a player in pit is a rough deal, but...
Oh my
What is
goodness.
happening? What's happening?
Why is he just dropped into CT for?
Why are they doing this?
A bit unnecessary. It's fine. They've got a flanker. 2 kills. Oh, okay. Well, at least he knows where the other one is. I mean, Bledard's got the AWP, which is the most frustrating thing for Aurora Youngblood. It makes it interesting. That's for sure. And Makus is still just jump spotting this. He doesn't have any idea that Bledard is just holding the angle right now. They know that one's stuck in CT. I don't think they know where Bledard is.
It could be another AK saved if they kill blue-white. Is there not another rifle down somewhere? Might be one in mid.
Yeah. Okay.
Aurora not keeping their money in a great position, are they? Why run such a complicated round? I mean, up against USPs.
Yeah, I know. It was a bit... It's just like play a default or go together somewhere. It's like, you know, it's not probably the best thing you need to put into place. And I feel like it's quite easy to build up T economy on Dust 2 as well. Because like, even if you like go B, you got 3 or 4 alive, you're relatively healthy, you can just save on car. Like, that's one of the things I do hate about B site as well, even for a T. You can just save your guns on car without dying to the bomb. Considering how big the radiuses are on Ancient and Nuke now as well.
It's also a map where, like, especially when you're playing a buy like that where they have literally nothing, if you just go long, as T's, there's nothing the CZs can do. There is no way out. There is no hiding. Surely it would have been cleaner than that. So it does put their money right on the brink. Their loss bonus can't be great, can it? This is an important round. Big reset potential. Aurora Youngblood lose this, they will not be far from losing the map. Especially without a bomb plant, so... Important duels to follow. Just had a bit of short aggression from the CT side, but that is checked. Tit for tat with the util. CT's really want to fight for this.
Yeah, Dementor's put himself in a position where he won't be seen, but he can swing off his teammate's contact, and it might be now with the flashbang. It's very nice. He gets one and hops away. That's textbook.
That was such a good sequence, wasn't it?
Yeah, sometimes you
Especially,
get
I mean, Kaylee might have been pre-fired, or at least being peeked by a right eye angle, so maybe he's lucky not to be fully dead, but the way they reacted after that with the nades and the re-peeking, that is picture perfect. And that's going to leave these T's in an awkward position. They're just going to contact out from tunnels. They knew an AWP was on A, and they thought maybe we can avoid one going tunnels. Not to be. It's the cleanup. Oh, that is savage. Absolutely.
See, that is also a hard shot to hit as a T. Hitting the headshot on an AWP, ducking down, changing his head shot position angle from left to right. But I see that one get absolutely domed way more often. But Bledard made it look very easy there. And Blixie, there's a chance he goes down after time here. This could be a nightmare. Uh-oh, he's done for. He's dead after time. Let's see. It's going to pop up in our bottom right. Right now, my guy has $100. Unlucky Chief.
Oh dear. Can barely buy a knife for that much. Not a good one. This buy is a nightmare. Oh my.
They've actually cobbled together something. What on earth is this?
Okay, well, okay. That's one way. That's one way to prize open the round. They've got such little util that even now, I'm still asking the questions of how do we get onto a site? We need to be really frugal.
Oh no. Manta's been caught a bit as well. HE will take him down a bit extra to 40 HP. But yeah, I mean, look at the sacrifice Blix Mikus obviously has in this round. Only has the Deagle. Vilby only has a Deagle to get Grix that AWP. Blue White only has the Glil and a smoke now. We all know, of course, Blixie has nothing. Wouldn't even be able to buy a pistol for that. Only he could buy as a decoy, which is about as useful as he could be in this round, perhaps.
I do like to imagine that if Aurora Youngblood are taking anything from the main team, it's how to almost lose the game, then win a round like this.
Yeah.
Just win on a super unlikely buy.
Well,
Very with
as you said, Grix has been very fun to watch, so he's one to keep an eye on for the future. That's why this streak in season 7, they're in playoffs, of course, is he's done so well. And of course, look at that. Typical, isn't it? Blixie had no money at the start of this round at all. He died after time. He's the one that manages to find the A1S dropped on the floor. He gets the kill that opens up B. He gets some bonus cash. He now has the most cash of anyone on the team, mate. How about that?
Legend of our time. What a disaster round though for the CT side. Obviously lose the first of the boosted AWP, and then they decide to stay passive. They play 3A. Of taking a bit of a risk. They never really grabbed information. I mean, they're trying a little bit, but it wasn't a concerted effort. It's a bit of a nightmare. They might have actually thought the T's buy was better than it was, because obviously they only see the AWP.
Yeah.
Had they known it was a player without armor and some pistols in the mix, I wonder if they would have been more aggressive. Instead, though, take the outsider's way out. Save through. At least they got a good buy here, so not like they're broken on the CT side.
It's been one of those games where, ever since... Oh, hang on. I'll get back to that in a moment, because we're going for a good old-fashioned once again. And Grix... Oh, good trade on Hyper. That's going to be a round done. Simple as that, in the space of, what? 20 seconds.
I do enjoy a good old-fashioned. Especially on the rocks. And that's where the CTs are at the moment. This is not looking great anymore.
Yeah, I was making to make the point before I saw it was a B rush. Like, they've kind of been keeping Aurora Youngblood at bay ever so slightly, just by like one round or two. Even though they had that 6-0 lead, of course, and Aurora Youngblood have been pegging them back. It's kind of been the suspect just winning a round every now and then, just to kind of relax things slightly.
Yeah.
But now I don't favour them, though. I think Aurora Youngblood win the game from here.
I mean, they win... CTs win pistol, then get reset. Admittedly, it's very hard to play against those rounds under the plant. And then they have that other round where they get it down to one AWP, dropped guns. So they've had 2 chances against lesser buys to fully break this terrorist economy and force heavy ecos and obviously streak ahead with the game. Hasn't been quite so easy. First pause taken for the CT side. Guess just a quick discussion. Saves ensure there is an investment. But this game is drawing close. Grix has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
His impact kills as well obviously opens up a couple of crucial rounds here. He's just a menace.
I'm an enjoyer of his, that's for sure. I'm gonna quickly double check a couple of things because, as I said, I've seen him once before. He's currently got 1.22 rating.
Yeah.
He's 18. This is his only team. It's not like he was on like a mix before Aurora Youngblood. He was picked up straight into their academy. So yeah, it's pretty impressive. I'm just checking the age of the others as well because I have looked at this recently, but I'm just double checking. So 19, 17, Makusa's 17, Blixie's 18, Blue White's 20. So Blue White's the oldest.
20 sounds pretty young to me at this age.
I mean, mate, I'm 27 now, 28 in September, so...
I know, I'm going grey at this rate. God.
Once you find one of those, like, gingery hairs in the beard, you know that one's turning grey, and it's like, it's over, you know?
I have, like, a patch of my hair on my right-hand side, with, like, a few white hairs. Not many. But it's enough to make me nervous. Why did they push? Am I missing something? Man advantage for the CT side. We're getting aggressive. Well,
I respect it in a way.
I certainly do.
Oh,
guys, let's stop pushing. Let's just sit with an advantage.
There's no need to push up mid when you're in a 4v2. There's still 35 seconds left in this to fall apart. And Kelly's still giving it a glance as well. He would be double checking, of course, on Makusa's position. It's down to Grix though. We know what he can do. There's the pick. Now 2v2, and they're actually very separated, of course. That's the biggest problem. So now they know it's all down to Grix.
This is surely unwinnable. There's a smoke on the CT side.
Yeah, and the problem is he's going to get the bomb, and it's just not going to be good enough. Actually, he uses that smoke himself, actually, to try and dive into where the bomb is. Surely he doesn't get away. No. No. Surely he gets run down. Surely. There we go. I respect Valen for
that was painful.
I actually respect Valen for going for that, because I would have been like, do I actually just push through this smoke here? Do I actually just run him down with a USP? And he did.
Bonkers round. Wow, I mean, CT side just didn't let off with the aggression. They just kept going. Here towards the end, I can't believe they didn't play both on short as the defense. When they have the bomb, both on short is practically unwinnable for the T side. Interesting. Well, they get away with it. I'm not sure they should have. It's not been a clean defensive side by any stretch of the imaginations, but they're clawing themselves ever closer to winning this map. Trade from the AWPer is handy. Let's see if this right side gets checked. Indeed it does. Indeed it does, and no help, obviously, with the smoke towards the end of the tunnels. This feels like overtime to me.
I know. It's got that air about it, that's for sure. Reminder, of course, this is the suspect's pick, even though Aurora Youngblood play very well on this map too. Suspect are sticking with their strengths, but this might not be a strength for them here. You know, 3v4, need to blow from the smoke. Here we go. Needs to make something happen, and it didn't. But this could also be a thing too. Oh, the MP9 on the flank. Oh, it's just being looked at the right time, and Blixie will tap him down calmly. Kelly's repositioned. That's a hard shot to hit, actually, on that angle Blixie was playing. And this round could still be on, even with the bomb down now. They do have kits, they do have a smoke, but there's the swing from Grix. Once again, an important impact kill.
It's an absolute hero. The money can't be good for the CT side. Hopefully this all gets saved. Blue White is on location. That will be it. Surely this all gets saved now. There's nobody nearby. As Aurora Youngblood creep themselves up to 10. It was a 4-8 CT side from their perspective. They lost pistol in the second half. And still we find ourselves in touching distance. Where's the money going to be out for the defense? Can they get a buyout?
No.
No, they'll have to eco, won't they?
Obviously, Aurora Youngblood's recovery helped by the force buy win on the second round directly after the pistol, of course. The Grick scout went crazy. It spiraled from there. Got a free AWP as well, just up making things even easier. Are they aware of the economy? Do they realise they only need to avoid the AWP?
They should be soon. I mean, if there's no nades long from the defense, I think you've got to know. Something that could be really good now is just throwing one of the cross smokes and then seeing kind of how the CTs react. They've seen the AWP, that's fired off. And here you go, a bit of util towards long. There's not a massive reaction. It's not like the smoke's all over the shop. That's a good kill, though. That's a good kill. Of course, this AWP is the only way into the round, isn't it? It's the only way in for the CT side.
Wow. That's a great catch, though. Kaylee wanted to look for some information, and he gets more than that. It's a bullet to the cranium. I appreciate the patience here. They're just waiting long. They know the AWP Blood was there. They know that it's very likely that the AWP will try and be proactive and mobile. So they're just sticking with it. And we'll probably go A anyway.
Good catch. That should be safe now, shouldn't it? There's no HEs either.
Oh,
guys, come on. Come on. Don't let these CTs have any more routes into this round.
He's going to jump shot him. He's going to do it.
Oh my. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this.
It's fine. It's fine. It's not fine for the Blenard AWP, but there we are. Vilby will finally jump on top and take the round. And guess what? We are back even once again. 11 rounds apiece.
I want heart rate monitors on the Aurora Youngblood management. That's what I need. I need that output live on screen.
How was yours as a coach of endpoint? Was it bad?
Steve,
You come across as a very laid-back guy anyway. Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh my. I try not to remember it. I've got to be said though. After I left, they played worse and lost more harrowing games. So after I was there,
There we go.
So
It was your air of calm, Alan.
maybe
There you go.
my ferocious anger holding it together. We did all right. We did all right. Okay. Well, we're at the business end now, aren't we? Given the CT's money, they lose this without saves, their buy will be a disaster. To stave off a map loss. Short is taken, just need to scoop this bomb. That really should be on the mid players here, but it's not the end of the world as long as we can pick it up now and reallocate the forces. Okay, decision is in. It's going to be a B split. Kaylee's done a great job here actually hanging on to this year's util. This could be the round winner. A smoke and a Molotov with 30 seconds left. He can cause tremendous problems for the T side.
Yeah, that's huge. This is actually huge now. Kaylee going to use the smoke, or the nade to break up in the smoke, and that's going to go off of it. Blixie will get himself... Oh, just an entry, but no, it's Hyper to take it. And Blue-White, he does the damage. 2 quick trade kills with 16 health to spare. Gets them plant just in the nick of time. Grix is holding lower tunnels. That's where Valen is going to show himself ever so slightly. But it's a great pre-fire. And Grix, the main man's been taken out. Now it has to be Vilby. And maybe Blue-White will feel like he has to go for a peek because he's low. And it leaves Vilby exposed. Back of the site, he'll get pre-fired too. That is an insane retake to come through for the suspect at such an important stage of the game.
Much needed. I think Grix missed the shot. I heard Norp rattling off.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't blame him. He's just a tremendous map. They wouldn't be on equal rounds about him. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Still, though, I still feel like the CTs maybe they should pause, because I'm not sure that ever should have got to a retake. They should have got more out of it. I mean, he's committing for a smoke with sub 15 seconds left. I feel like the defense should have found more kills. Still, though, it is Kosovo team that hits 12 first. One series, so one map point even, to take their own map pick.
Oh, Valen, this is... Little does he know there's 5 on the other side right now. Oh, but it might work out for him. What a hold. But it's still 2 kills back in response in the midst of those from Valen. So 3v3. We've got plenty of utility. They can cross onto the site. Your prediction of overtime, let's see if it comes true. It's a good incendiary toward the ramp. It does some more chip damage, but no more than that, really. Oh, and now is a chance maybe to retake through short. They're all going to come here very quickly. Very quickly. Oh, maybe not as quickly as I thought. That's unfortunate.
If they really pounced together quickly there, I think it would have been possible. But now they've got Aurora Youngblood set up. They found their after-plant positions. But the thing is, if they lose their 2 riflers here, the bomb's planted safe behind the box. And Blixie's playing in pit. I don't like this for Aurora Youngblood. Dementor will take blue-white. Blixie now has to peek. He has to help out, and he is going to help out. It's now all down to Kaylee. He's got a defuse kit. Lovely flick. Does he just hold it against Blixie? He's going to, but surely the Glock will take the kill, and it does. We've got overtime.
That was a roller coaster.
It was.
Absolute roller coaster. When I saw that plant, I was like, "Oh God, they've thrown it."
I know.
They've.
I saw it too. I was like,
I mean, credit to Blixie. If he doesn't start working up long, that gets stuck. And he doesn't find his first kill of the sequence either. So, credit to that man. It's been an absolute brawl. But Aurora Youngblood get us to overtime. I also kind of feel like their CT side now in overtime isn't going to be so flawed. Chance of playing themselves into the game, so might be even Stevens on the scoreline, but I think this is an advantage to the T's. Advantage of Aurora Youngblood.
Yeah, I would say so. Oh, awkward fight. Dementor somehow gets away with it. I think he took a dink with the AK there from blue-white through the box. Very awkward. And now Valen, he hears a lot of the commotion in mid. He's trying to play around this smoke. Grix is checking that gap toward Xbox, knowing that there could be a CT just waiting. He'd almost got the timing on that. And of course, Bledard and Kaylee, they've both got AWPs here, but that's going to be an easy spot. He's got no clue, Bledard, that Grix could just be on short, ready to go, and the mid-hold will work out for 1. But Kaylee with that other AWP was unexpected. So, Aurora Youngblood, it's a 2v3 for them. Blixie will get the bomb plant again. And they can't really move off of the site very easily now. Once again, it's going to be 3 through short for the suspect to try and get this retake all said and done. Right the wrongs of that previous round in No1's ramp. Great flick from Hyper. That was fast on Vilby. And of course, as you can see, poor old Blixie is stuck in a molly and has to swing. And this time for the suspect, they are going to get their 13th.
Indeed they do. Got a little bit dicey. He's made their way up short. Back of this kill, but well traded. I didn't see the kill on Grix, but that's really important. Keep the numbers even. 13 then for the defense. About 2. This first half of the first overtime to come next. Of course, money's never going to be a problem here in overtime, so guns galore. And if the CT's getting aggressive, yes they do. Perfect timing, because it's just after the AWP comes off the angle. Ceding long control, but there's space in mid now for the CTs. Do they choose to get more aggressive? For now, they're holding station, but at some point, there'll be so much noise on long that I think they feel compelled.
Maybe the nade used a little bit early there because they're worried. Don't really have the intel if someone's maybe up past that smoke already. Maybe they're preparing to pop past it. Dementa still has an HE, but isn't really in position to help out with it. So we'll be down to Kaylee maybe playing with that smoke. Trying to get some space around it on the site itself. Grix is holding that angle if he swings ever wider, and it looks like he wants to, or Grix is ready, as he has been so often in this game. Blue White might just decide to go through the CT smoke here. It's going to work for him. Oh, it's a lovely 3k in the end. That is clean, and that is the reason why I kind of called him out as one player who can pop off like that at any given moment.
That felt good. That was juicy. The third kill here is an absolute clinic.
Yeah.
Pop.
Little micro adjustment.
Yeah, he actually hit him with the first bullet as well, I'm pretty sure. That is good. And we're back all square. Long round works out for Aurora. Despite the endless HE grenades flying into those smokes, there wasn't one for the last attack. The crucial moment. There's only one player here on B. Molly is good, but it's not enough, is it? He does so much damage. As we keep talking about, this site is so defensible. When you've got util as well, it's a tricky retake. The CTs have to find kills with their nades, I think, to get onto this site.
Okay, well, that's a failed molly. That will give the CTs a little bit extra time. But again, I'm sort of clutching at straws here, and I'm sure the suspect are as well. Again, good util. Actually, it's almost shocking it didn't take Vilby as well. That could have been a double nade there by Valen. Just gets saved by the corner of the site, of course. And he's just waiting in the smoke, is Vilby. He's basically saying to Grix, do it yourself right now. You're on your own. But surely they don't expect Vilby to be here. He is checking the smoke is bled on. It's the only reasonable explanation that he could still be here. But in the end, he tries to hold. And Vilby, well, he's played him like a fiddle. That was quite
gorgeous.
Well played.
The way he walks around the box and avoids the shrapnel coming through the smoke. Well, it was actually a pretty decent retake attempt, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well placed double nades. I think they had another molly. I guess that went. Yeah, you can see it goes towards the back plat. How am I forgetting the name of that?
Back plat.
How have I forgotten the
it.
name of back plat? Jesus.
It's Dust 2. It hasn't been around for a while. You done like one Dust 2, is that right?
A little bit. Yeah.
Well, didn't you do that ECL game where Valda ninja defused? You did, didn't you?
Oh, don't remind me. God. I forgot about that. That was tragic. Oh my. Well, hopefully no more of that. This is... Wow, look how aggressive the CZ's got. There's a player dead at the top of mid. Grix can't connect. That's it, surely. 14-all.
Yeah, we could be here for a while. Let's see. Blue-White needs to respond. Oh, it's very hard to hit a transfer with the A1S, though, and now he's in a very tough CT position. Yes, again, one of those very hard shots to hit. Even if he doubled up, I think the round would have been unlikely anyway, because Valen got his kill on McCuse either way. Look at this swing here. Way past the angle that Grix was probably holding there.
Yeah, I think also once you see the first player up mid, you're like, maybe somebody's holding me. So he goes wide. 14-all. It's old school, baby. First to 16. See what we get. So winning of this round will get a map point, whatever happens. And T's clearly wanted to go out long. They're held at bay. They found a killing short in the meanwhile. Committing through this long smoke does not go well. Flashes landing either directly above or slightly behind Blue-White. He can still take Jules. Oh my.
Okay.
That is egregious.
Goodness me. Need to be careful here though, Roy Youngblood. Of course, Blue-White's done the heroics toward long. And, you know, fair play to him as well for actually holding Mouse 1 with the A1S. And the bullets very quickly with that, of course. Let's just rely on his half-blind transfer. He did, and he got rewarded for it. But yeah, Bloodhound's still alive. You never know. You never know. Problem is the bomb, though.
Yeah, this shouldn't be possible. Time soon will become the 4th player for the CT side as well. Their favour. I'm not sure this is possible. 35 seconds? That is not a lot to recover a bomb, clean out long, get back towards a site to plant. We need frags, and we need them right now. No bueno, no connection.
Don't peek, Rex, please.
Yeah,
Just don't peek.
let someone else take contact. There just isn't time here to mess around. And that's going to be it. 15 now. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. There's no point really saving. 15 to 14. First time Aurora Youngblood have been in the lead. And they might only need one opportunity to seal the deal.
Yeah, second in a while, hasn't it? But, they might have just caught the suspect right at the very end. Right at the very end of his reign.
This will be a painful map to lose for the suspects. Really painful.
Okay, this is interesting. Bedard's going for a swing, and of course McHughes is not expecting it, but they might just pounce into a B now because they've already got a kill, and they think, oh, surely there's only one more here. They don't know of the second. But they're not going to go for that at all. They know Grix is there, and they're like, oh god, if Grix is there, let's avoid him ASAP. They're going toward Vilby on short, they're leaping their way in, and Vilby still somehow gets one, even though he's kind of blind. Blue-White hears everything toward long, that should be a kill, and it is. But Hyper did take Vilby in the meantime. So bomb can go down.
It's all on the short fight. And the CT's going through. They're going through.
Oh
Damage done, but no frag for Grix. This is on a knife edge. Lexi here, surely going to wait for the smoke to fade. Starts pushing it Hyper. Towards the smoke. Molly comes out. Just a moment of hesitation as Hyper looks away. And there you have it. Site retaken. 16 to 14. You would have counted them out after the half switch, especially after losing Pistol. But they've done it, man. They've won the map. They've won their opponent's pick.
Yeah, and impressively so. You know what? I was actually quite a fun one, considering there were some very, very good plays, but also some messy moments as well, which I think, you know, combine those sort of two factors, it can always make an entertaining game. And Dust 2, well, it's delivered again. We mentioned it at the beginning of the series. Is absolutely delivered a bit of a banger once again. 16-14 to Aurora Youngblood. They'll be very delighted with that. And that final retake there at the end was actually kind of quality. Even though they kind of pushed Grix through the smoke quite aggressively, that had a reason it was done, because then Blixie could go in on a timing, even though it was a little bit disconnected. So, yeah, it worked in the end, and that's all that matters.
I think also the quality of CS actually improved throughout that map. It wasn't ideal at times, bit of a messy affair, but yeah, good towards the end. My fear is now, have the suspects on the one hand lost a map where they're in prime position to win it, and now given the rest of this veto in a really tough position. I'm quite nervous for them, man. They might have just conceded a 2-0 by losing that map.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, like you mentioned, they've played obviously as a quad in IESF for Kosovo, but that's 4 of the maps we've seen from them recently as a core, right? So sure, it's 4 of them, that's enough, but I think they played with Debo instead of obviously their North Macedonian player. So they beat alternate attacks on Anubis, which is, you know, decent win considering it's alternate attacks, and they're a good roster. But overall, the difference in results for Aurora Youngblood, it's their better map. They've only won 2 in 8 overall. Have the suspect. So you'd expect this to be an Aurora Youngblood 2-0, especially considering their recent form, especially in Series 2 of CCT as well. So we're going to go to a break. When we're back, we'll see you on Anubis.
Are you sick of just opening cases? Join the events. At each event, you can find special cases from which tokens fall. Tokens are your ticket into a world of unique awards. For tokens, you can buy a skin, premium, or special balance. Try your luck in the skin generator. Also, you can leave your tokens at the token vault, and the more tokens you keep, the better skin you'll get. Add variety to opening cases with Hellcase.
Do you have any unnecessary skins or want to sell them? Try Skin Place. Visit the website, select the skins you want to use. Easily fill your Steam trade link. Make sure we offer good prices and choose a payment method. Hit the button and boom! Instant cash. Safety. Low commissions. Instant payouts. Skin Place.
Welcome back to Aurora Youngblood versus the Suspect, which is a fun dust too, that's for sure. And Aurora Youngblood have a pretty decent record on Anubis as well, which is why I'm expecting this one to possibly be a little bit easier. But let's have a little conversation about Aurora Youngblood, of course, because they're a team that is a relatively new academy roster. And there are lots of academy rosters right now doing amazing things. Mouse and XT are ranked like in the top 35 in the Valve rankings. You know, you've got Young Ninjas looking good. You've got G2 creating a new academy team as well, G2 Ares, which I had a chance to watch the other day. So you think if they were to run a replay academy league right now, Alan, I think it would be pretty fun.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. I mean, it's not out of the question that something like that would come back. I think they left the door open for so. So, yeah. I mean, it's a shame to not have it in the scene anymore, but the model works. And I mean, look at a team like Big, who promoted a bunch of their players. Obviously, the current Mouse team that essentially is the core of the academy team back in the day. A Young Ninjas, multiple players from there coming through the systems. Fnatic Rising, you know, Spirit main team now is the core of the Spirit Academy team that got thrusted up. So it's proof and proof and proof again that obviously those are the extreme cases where almost the entire team gets promoted or the core of it. But it's very common that you're going to produce one or two talented prospects. You bring them up to your team, you sell them, whatever. There is a good business case for running these academy teams.
Yeah, absolutely, and obviously even those new ones that I mentioned, G2 Ares the other day, like there's been a couple of players on that team which are probably more unknown to some, but you know they were very fun to watch, and they gave Fnatic a little bit of a mini run for their money on the game I watched. So yeah, lots of talented players, of course, these days. A lot of leaders with ideas, and does catch off the top team sometimes. Even the current Mouse and XT, not the one that of course got upgraded to the main Mouse roster, is, let's say, doing great things. And who knows if Shui maybe goes his separate way someday. Maybe if FaZe needs someone after Karrigan retires or something, you could ask Crizzen to step in. Who knows? Things like that. That's an example. And we're going to get ourselves underway on Anubis with Aurora Youngblood on the defense.
Is this smoke slightly missed? There's a gap. Griggs.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just so dangerous. He's so dangerous. Drops the bomb. Makes it incredibly awkward for this T side. Now smokes are faded to get into the midst of this afterplant. Trades are good for the CT side. This molly, though, is annoying. Second molly is ready. Smoke goes on the bomb. This is good.
Oh, well played, Bledar. That's sick, actually. Sure, they had a smoke, they didn't have a kit, right? So that kind of removes that possibility. I'm double checking that on the replay. This is a nice kill by Grix, as you say. Great denial. And I think we see Vilby here. There we go. This kill there, just running in and denying the first attempt at the plant. But I really like that from the Suspect, having a couple of mollies in play. I know it does get cancelled that one as a smoke in play, which is why, of course, he wasn't to know they didn't have a kit, right? So he had to peek it rather than go for the utility. But There'll be multiple situations in rounds like that where it just guarantees yourself a plant and maybe even a pistol, because you've got those 2 Molotovs in play if your opponents don't have that smoke. So, nice idea, I like it.
Seen similar stuff on Ancient, B-Site,
Yes,
sort of deal.
true.
We like it. We like these fun ideas. Bit of depth. Pizzazz. Out from the T's. Alright, force buy and response. It's a pretty default spread from the CTs, but they're potentially considering some aggression here. Like inside this dark area. E-box, some would say.
Yeah.
They could crunch these T's if they get off a fast flank when they hear all this A noise.
A couple of players here, but Kaylee has just dealt with them unceremoniously. Wilby's not going to be able to do much, I don't think, from this position. Got a P250 and a kit, which, get a smoke, maybe he could go for a ninja, but he's going to choose to peek because he hasn't got that, and he only gets the 1, and they're only going to get the 1 overall. Nice round from the suspect, very clean, and yeah, we're going to see no shenanigans with the kit like we saw on the site in the Spirit game the other day against Complexity.
It looked to me like Makoos and Grix there were caught in transition. It looked like they were giving up A main control. But I'm not sure why they would, because B hadn't called anything. Maybe it was the mid pressure, potentially. So yeah, ideal timing for the T side. They just picked up the pieces as opportunities were left open. This one's an incredibly heavy eco. There is a Zeus in the mix.
Shame that the Zeus sucks now. Genuinely. That little silent nerf that they gave the Zeus has made it so you have to be right next to someone.
So is it the damage drop off range?
I think it's the cone, like the cone of the Zeus,
Yes.
like the lightning bolt, or whatever they call it. The bolts of the Zeus. It's kind of reduced, which makes the range worse.
So it spreads out more.
I think so.
So yeah, I haven't seen it in play yet.
It's been like this for a little while, frustratingly. Nice little pounce on Valen there, though. That's going to be a free Galil.
It's a difficult gun to balance because it's so cheap. Really hard.
Rops was being a bit of a menace with it, wasn't he? Around Hut on Nuke and all those sort of positions. Kind of even using it in a pistol round. And I guess, like, maybe Valve saw that and were like, do we really want to make this pistol round meta? Like, pistol rounds are pistol rounds, not Zeus rounds. Don't want to let people have a Zeus to get an insta-kill on every single pistol round. So, yeah, I guess they thought make it a little bit worse again. See how close he's positioning himself to that entrance.
Ooh.
There we go. It works, though. He removes him back 10. Fair play.
Juicy.
Fair play.
That was good.
And you get a kill reward now, I think, as well. I think you get 100 for it, so...
Not bad. Not bad. It's just the Mac 10 though, so finances for the T's. Not gonna be too flustered, are they? Absolutely not. Alright, meat and potatoes to come. Gun rounds now. Grix does have an AWP. Where are you, young man? He is towards mid at the moment. The T's are very intent on some B pressure. Are they going to split this site soon? There's so many here.
I don't think Aurora Youngblood would expect Katie just to wander through a smoke, and the rotating Temple player certainly won't expect it. Blue-White gets surprised. They've mollied out Blix into the open. That is a really nice call for an opening gun round. That really shocks the CT side.
Well, huge one obviously from Kaylee. We can't throw away all these guns for free, guys. Let's play together.
A little bit much.
Get there in the end. Wow, I can't believe Kaylee got through that.
It's not the most uncommon play
No.
to go round that smoke. I don't know if there was a lot of util landing around him, so I wonder if the CT's kind of thought, oh, we've peppered it up enough, there can't be anybody in the smoke. Maybe that was the deal? Then even after the temple player dies, the one who was behind the pillar, I don't think he realised exactly where his teammates failed from. Couldn't readjust. We learnt this map pretty handedly, obviously, towards the Aurora Youngblood coming into this one. There's a lot of CS yet to be played, but these early markers, they're going to need a turnaround.
Yeah, there's going to need to be another recovery, and of course it's on a map which can be a little bit harder perhaps to recover on the CT side. So, we shall see. More ideas coming into play, more than ever before, to be fair. Aggression outside A, stacked utility, smokes them toward canals, take canals aggressively through E-box, stuff like that for a CT side, but it's still ever so slightly T-sided for sure. Flash, making sure.
I don't think you expect to play a close right. I can't believe Hyper finds that kill.
Yeah, that was.
I really don't think he expected it. The bits about him though. If we can keep 4 alive here, the money is going to be tremendous for this T side.
Yeah, they've been a bit guilty of throwing away some weapons in a couple of these rounds where they've been in comfortable winning positions. That's going to be a bit awkward as well.
Yeah, they're doing their best again.
But it's going to be fine. Only one more lost. You'd hope it wouldn't be 2. There's a scout to be picked up here for blue-white. Actually, might be just to try and rain some damage from here. Bledard is the one facing him, and he's the one player who's full health, so he can afford to take a body shot. He absolutely does. He takes the kill.
I'd like to see some pauses from the CT side. They have only lost 1 gun round, but they need to make the most of the following. They're really far down economically. It's going to be at least 2 gun rounds in a row. Probably 3 for this T side, especially with plants. So,
Yeah.
they're in a hole. I mean, obviously the first half of Dust 2 was kind of a similar story, wasn't it? Go down early, recover to 4. That's going to be a tall order, I think, on the CT side of this map. 4 rounds and you've lost full economic control.
Yeah. I think if they get 4 from here, they'll actually be pretty happy, because they know they've already done it once, right? So, we can do it again. 4 from here, I think, will be good. If they can get more, they'll be absolutely delighted. We shall see. The suspect will take A main once again. Mains are trying to hold them at bay a little bit. There was some chip damage coming through on that one, but not much more than that. And then there is the opportunity for a split through camera, of course, because they kind of had full mid too. They've shifted back from that now. And might just shift back from mid 2 to go for a split toward B instead. That's one thing, of course, on this map. If you've got mid control, you can kind of choose between an A split or a B split almost on a win.
Molly is very well timed. Can blue-white be on this side come the hit? Util streaming over. Molly flushes out the player towards Gliffy. This is an awkward duel, and indeed Blixie loses. Vilby can't offer much resistance either. This site is hard to hold at the best of times, and we're far from that at the moment. They're hemorrhaging rounds. This map is not going to last long at the rate we're going.
No, there's been no resistance whatsoever. And it's, funnily enough, I think the closest they got was in the pistol round, and even that was a not exactly the easiest of defuses when Bledard clutched that 1v2.
They really need the pauses now, don't they? They also, assuming they can save both these guns, which, yeah, not a given, is it? The buy was under question. I don't think it's going to come in at all now. Or has to be saved.
Fair play.
It is. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. It's just not. I mean, we know he's a phenomenal player. He's clearly kind of happy to be in the thick of it. Let's say he's happy to get involved and get his hands dirty, but he just hasn't been a factor on the CT side yet. We know he has the talent. We just need to get Grix on location for when these hits come in.
Yeah, he hasn't been able to be activated yet. And the purchase in this round for Roy Youngblood isn't exactly, favourable either.
They should have half bought.
MP9. Yeah. If they've got full loss, they just think to themselves, listen, we can still get util if we buy Thamas's. We want to stay in the game, but there is two sides to the story, I suppose. Either save for the M4s
I do think this is a sign of desperation that they know they're running out of chances. They know they're just running out of time as it was to get rounds.
You want to feel like you have a chance, don't you? Rather than just half buying.
Yeah, I still think
that you still would. I
still think most teams would half buy here. I mean, they're still potent, and at least you're not sacrificing later investments for it. If they're going to lose early numbers like this too, it's going to get more difficult. Try to run their aggressive setup. Grix holding the deeper lines. They were trying to play off him, but a bad fight.
That position from Grix there was nice. Or Hyper, we've seen him do some good work in this position already, and there we go again. He's gonna right click, flash his way back into the angle too. Finally he'll be removed. Yeah, that Grix angle with the up, of course, was meant for to have some support with blue-white, but they still might have a chance. Grix is in a very tough position again. Surely just gets blindsided. He absolutely will. And they're now figured out where Mercute is coming from. Should just lock him out with utility and lock him out with the AWP, and yeah. This is not looking too great for Aurora Youngblood right now.
And that was also the first big change that we've seen from the defense. They eke out more aggression. We see play coming out of A. We've got that, said the two-man setups in Grix and blue-white. But think about it from the T's perspective. Being aggressed on A, we know there was a two-man setup in towards canals. Well, where's weak? It's got to be mid. There's no alternative. It has to be mid. And they get so much space for free. Once they're in Temple, I'm sorry, you're not holding the B-bomb site when you've lost Temple, Dark, and Main. It's impossible.
The suspect deserve the credit for putting themselves in the right positions to take advantage of these situations. Flash over the top for the pistols, and just gonna position themselves nicely in their default outside B to stop those deagles from being a true issue. Grix is going to give it another go. Valon's low. You'll hear the utility coming through, but it's being watched by Bledard, of course. They're going to swap it, actually. And that's very awkward, because they'll get caught while it's being swapped. But, of course, those guns can't be recovered, so he's going to have to hit more bangers with a Deeg, and it's not going to happen. Bilby's going to try and catch them on the retreat through Canal, perhaps, but not in time.
In a clinic. Hyper, Bledard have been formidable. Oh, they've got so much money now as well, keeping this round clean. They practically bought them buys for the remaining 4 of this half, I would have thought, at this point. And the CTs, they have to start pausing now because we are running out of time.
Yeah, amazing.
What is rock? But I mean, we've got to get 3, surely, right? I mean, 2 is game over.
I think 2 is game over. 3, I've seen many a comeback from 3-9 on this map. If they get 3 on CT, of course.
It's a big ask, though, isn't it? Because that'll probably be 3 gun rounds.
Yeah. Yeah. Apologies if you heard the siren outside my window. Seems like they're looking for Aurora Youngblood right now, because MIA.
Did get the helicopters out. Searchlights and everything. And the dogs.
Police programs.
Release the dogs.
Those police programs are always quite fun to watch when they get the helicopters and the dogs out. Find these crims, and right now we do need to find some of these Aurora Youngblood players on the CT side. They have a decent hold in mid, but look at Bloodard. He's managed to get himself a twofer. He's up to 13-1, by the way. Very silently, he's worked his way up to what is technically and factually accurately a 13 KD.
That's just unfair. How's that allowed? Oh no. This could be us resetting our expectations for this map, and now already looking towards the third. This is so far gone. It's the fashion as well, isn't it? It just don't feel competitive.
Yeah, it's not like the rounds
in
have been
any.
close.
I mean, there's been maybe 1 or 2 rounds where you're watching it thinking, oh, if this turns the other way, they can win this. But the others have all been just play from a deficit and pray that the teams make a mistake, and they haven't.
And it's a sort of map where if the T's don't make a mistake, you've really got to go above and beyond yourself to find the answer, to find a round, and none of them have done that individually yet. Yeah, I think after the first map, I was quite impressed with how they managed to, recover it and get some mental resilience in play. Such, of course, with it being the early morning match as well. But yeah, they've fallen off the face of the earth here, and maybe fallen down my personal pecking order of academy teams as well. I think they got some great individuals. Of course, we know that we've spoken a lot about Grix, but he's had no opportunity to get himself into the action other than exit kills in this game.
What are they going to try this time? Had the Canal's aggression didn't work. It's a very default spread for the moment, isn't it? 2-1-2. Grix just locking down mid on his own for the moment. But they've got to react. They're seeing a lot of B pressure now. What have we got? Quite a lot of util here on blue-white. He needs to dispense that.
Oh dear.
Teammates need to make a move. One of the A players has peeled off, but will it be too late? Here comes the nadage. T-side set to commit. Vilby is on location, but this site is hard to hold at the best of times. This is more like it. 2 kills for the defense, but they've got to make good. And it's falling apart. That is a disaster. Nice kill from Grix. Keep them in it. Teammate as well for this T-side has fallen by the wayside, so it is a man advantage now. Almost the lineup. It is not pretty, but it is around. And at this point, we'll take whatever's going.
Imagine if they actually did hit that. I mean, you got a tag right on the first through the edge of the site, right? If I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that was what I saw. I couldn't actually tell. I might see a replay, but yeah. If that was actually the lineup, that would have been just the story of this map in a nutshell for Aurora Youngblood. And it was a little bit of a scary hold as well. The rotation was just in time. The smoke toward main was just in time. They burst through E-box. They only just managed to hold them off.
If that's what it takes to win a round. Holy. Okay. Well, every comeback's got to start somewhere. Maybe this is it. Grix collects. First found. He's playing a very treacherous position. That does the right thing. Moves himself out of harm's way. Dementor up next. Good kill. Vilby gone. Grix has to do work, and yes, he does. Dementor finally failed, and this round looks good. So it looks like the cleanest by a long shot for the defense on this map. There's so much money for the T's that they're not going to back out of still trying, are they? But actually, having said that, the B bomb site is wide open. There could be a plant here.
Yeah, there's a possibility they could path their way back in here. It's all about clearing this angle, and he gives it a bit of a glance, but not wide enough. Well, not tight enough, to be fair. So it's down to Kaylee. 1 versus 4. He's already being enclosed upon by blue-white, and Kaylee's not going to expect him to already be there. He wanted to try and get utility. All of his utility that he had is down as quickly as possible, but no time for that. So that's very often something that can happen. You get your first CT round, and then it followed up by another very quickly toward the end of the half. Maybe the suspect being a little bit lackadaisical at the end of this half. But, yeah, no worries still, you'd think. Aurora Youngblood need this third, whatever the case.
certainly not out of the woods, but at least we're on the right path, I guess. The analogy follows. Fear for me is the big grizzly bear could just walk out and eat him at any moment, so gotta keep their wits about them. Check out the T side, a very early grouping here towards A. They've worked B a few times in a row. They've gained ground, but not the site in a good position. They're going to change the game. This time it's A. Util is lined up. Bacchus is here, as is the Orpa. Grix, of course, hero of the first map. Util, for the moment, is making this very awkward for everybody involved. First kill does go the way of the defense, but swiftly traded. Everybody's on location. The lineup is brutal. And with those 2 kills, dare I say, Aurora in a strong spot.
That's a nice catch from Blixie. That leaves Kaylee again, and he's got the bomb on his back, so he has the opportunity to shift away and maybe go toward B. He needs to make sure he's away, far enough away though, so he not going to be heard from main. So he goes to the edge of the brickwork there, not into the water itself, and then runs straight off toward B. And he's going to have time for this. But this time he doesn't have much utility to support other than he had in the previous time. He thinks there's already someone in Temple, not to be. He's going to be allowed this. A couple of flashes. It's all about how he positions himself. Does he push forward? Looks like he will. Into Temple. Blixie's ready for that possibility. He's got teammates in support. First kill will come through, but he's low on ammunition. And he's caught by Blue-White. I think that was just a little bit of an oversight there from Kaylee. If you're going to go aggressive, maybe you should have got a fresh reload off. Something you had time for sure. But no worries for Aurora Youngblood. At least they get 3 in a row to end the half. It's some form of momentum going into half 2. But they need that T-pistol.
At least there is a chance. There was a moment in that first half where you're just thinking, this is a matter of time.
Yeah.
2 on Ancient, 2 on the third and final. It's not quite the conversation anymore. We still obviously favour the CT side here. But whatever happens, Aurora, they need to win this pistol or they need a plant and they need to win the reset round. That is the way I'm looking at this. They have to get this half off to a good start. So let's see. Plenty of players towards A. No prizes for guessing where they're going.
But look at the response. Look at this setup. This is a hard read, mate. Surely they don't get taken down here. You wouldn't expect them to, but actually the clear from Aurora Youngblood is very clean. Blixie gets himself his 1. Q's got his frag 2. Demento is still here. They're going to have some space on the site, and Blue-White will leap his way forward to get heaven control. Not expected by Demento for him to go straight in for that one. And despite the suspect being very, very well set up, they're not going to hold on.
This shouldn't be possible. There is a kit. They need frags. They need a lot of them quickly.
Oh.
It was a little bit dicey, but recovered. Pistol indeed does come in for Aurora Youngblood. Well, they just need to play one round at a time, don't they? There is now a path laid out back into this map.
Yeah.
But it needs to be flawless. It needs to be clean in a way that Dust 2 absolutely wasn't.
It was actually a little bit dangerous from Blixie there. I think he got the kill with 1 bullet left, I'm pretty sure. And if a kit player takes that kill, everything changes. And it's like more of a 2v2. You're gonna have to play time. They did peek a lot. Maybe a little bit too much. Vilby, well, he's sort of peeked out a couple of players, let's say. A 4-man stack on the cubby on the B site. Rick should have a couple of freebies here, though. Realises that there's a risk of him losing his AK, so smartly falls away to a favourable angle. And once they've realised the full rotations come through, they've got a free A-bomb site. And Hughes put himself in a very good spot to eat them up with the MAC-10. For brunch, perhaps.
Sounds yummy. Right, okay. Well, first tick box is there. Pistol and conversion. This first gun round would be very handy, wouldn't it? That would bring them within striking distance. And they kept a good few players there alive. Right. Is there an AWP? No, there is not. Rifles for the defense, and nobody sacked head armor to get a kit either. So, eyes on that, of course, if the bomb is planted. Find ourselves in such a situation. It's a heavy B opening for the defense. Look at this. 1 mid, 1 A. 3 here on B. Preempting potentially a hit. They could get aggressive themselves as well. This many numbers, so... let's see if they choose to progress.
Yeah. This is the bonus round, as we said. It's now or never, you'd think, if they're going to really get back into the game. If they lose this round, then the suspects are very comfortable. Damage done to Grix, down to 39 already. As you can see, taking a lot of chip damage on his position on the minimap right now. Look at the rotation away from Valen, though. Going back to help toward mid and A. And it's currently completely open. Little do Aurora young blood know. But that's an important first kill. Dementa will find blue-white. It's not the player who was low in Grix. Some damage to Kaylee. They need to make sure they team up together now. Go together at least when you're in a 4v5 with such low health now on Blixie as well. He's down to 1 HP from that tag. That's ridiculous. Unfortunately for the T side here, I think they're going to be going into a stack of at least 3 players. It's going to be 4 now. And now everyone is going to be coming over to stop this play. 18 seconds. They need to find kills from somewhere. I just don't think they're going to get them. Vilby, he gets 1 more, but Dementa's going to be here. Vilby's going to be here. And that's going to lock Grix away. He's off to save the AK. Nice rotation.
Certainly was. Big kill in mid as well, wasn't it? Big kill. I think that was Dementa that found that kill.
Yes.
That really opens up the map. It obviously, it's a man advantage, but it also tells his teammates that mid is clear. We don't need to be nervous of this. We can play 3 on B, 2 on A. We're not at risk. Right. Second pause taken for Aurora Youngblood. This isn't over yet. The loss bonus is not that high for the CT side. Their money is not good. Yeah, they see there, they won 1900 loss bonus. Kaylee's got nothing. Neither does Hyper. Valon with a tiny bit. Ledard a bit more. So, win this round, deny saves, and this quickly will become a closer map. That, of course, comes with that big if. Can they win this round? What is the call coming out from the Academy system? How do we get our star players in position to win these rounds? I think they're going to pop this early. They're ready to go.
Hyper. What a choice to make on a round like this. What a choice to make. Could even get a couple more as well, because they're stuck in that smoke. Going to have to go straight in toward E-Box. It's a good clear, and Grix will do well. And that's a lovely spray down from blue-white. He's going to keep an eye on Hyper. They know he's coming in from that position, and that's another nice bit of crosshair placement from blue-white. That's a critical 3k from him. Dementa's here very quickly, though, and he does have that kit, of course. He's found that free, quick trade. Incendiary is actually well placed on toward Blixie. That forces him very far forward. You'd have to think Macusa's in the best position for this kill, and it absolutely will be the case. Nice try on the aggression from Hyper at that time of the round, realising the strat that Aurora Youngblood were going to put into place. See it right here. Could have easily got more than just the one, but blue-white was the hero.
Just needed more out of his B defenders, didn't he? If the B defenders hold, he's on such a fast flank too. Timing is also... He's only just after those players go into the smoke, into a Z-box. And he almost sprayed them through the smoke too, so... It's a very valiant effort. No cigar. Full eco from the defense. 5 USPs.
And this needs to be clean. This needs to be clean from Aurora Youngblood. They have been haphazard, let's say, on a lot of these anti-eco rounds. And this one, in fact, is going to be no different, is it? Those are AKs given over to.
Yeah. Oh, why are you lining yourself up with a smoke when a CT has nothing to lose? Just spray straight through it. Do some more damage. McHugh's gets tagged down quite low from that too. And the bomb was still nowhere near after in all that, by the way. I know they probably wanted to lock them out of the site and just confirm it while that bomb was rotated over, but there's definitely risk to that. Blixie will plant open. And obviously with the suspect buying next round, they're just going to be going straight for this. And there's the immediate trade, but it had to be done by Blixie. Thankfully he was a player with full health. And no worries in the end for Roy Youngblood, but still, the full reinvestment will have to come in, of course, with 3,500 on a couple of players, 3,700 on blue-white, so money's not built up in this comeback.
It's a Pyrrhic victory if I've ever seen one. I mean, that was 5 USPs, they get 4 kills. Oh my. And it puts their money on the brink. They're on 0 loss bonus. They're on 1,400. And they'll probably have to... it'd be a horrible thought to decide if they're going to force or not if they lose this round. Just not a position they wanted to be in. They're holding on by their fingernails. And every round is the same story. It's a must-win. There is no margin for error for the T's. Oh, that's a missed shot. Ground gained. How is that man still alive behind the pillar? Not for long. I can't believe... How does he kill blue-white? How?
That was amusing. Probably not.
I can't believe it.
Not for the suspect. We'll see a replay of that, I'm absolutely certain. Vilby. Oh, that's very aggressive position to take, but he's going to make it work. I think he realises there could be one more here as well. Gives it a quick glance, but not to be.
I think this is too much. These guns are not...
Okay.
They're all they were going to have in the net. I don't think they should have gone for that retake. They were man down.
3v4, yeah. I guess one thing. Here's the replay, by the way. There he is. Blood just appears from the smoke and the pillar. But yeah, I think the only thing that makes me think that why the suspect have gone for that retake is because they know that Raw Youngblood are very aggressive and give up fights very easily. And maybe there could be a path back in, but I think every day of the week you do save that, really.
I agree, though I would say, if that's your, your idea, then sit on the deeper lines and let them push to you.
Yeah.
Sit in towards cameras, sit there in towards the back CT lanes.
Let the T's make the move, not like this. Please, no! They are actually so like Aurora.
They win the hardest of rounds and make it so difficult for themselves.
Surely they should surely know there's like a...
Okay. They're taking quite a long time to go in toward the B site. Sure, they're just worried there could be a...
Guys, you have
rotation.
a HE.
Yeah, they could have just blown it up and easily taken a duel on one of these players. Look at the rotation. You've got to be careful. Look where the flanker is. Wait, who is it?
Kaylee.
Okay, it's a good clear. Well done, blue-white. That's good awareness that he could be there and very likely would be there. Again, look, they're just rotating into everyone. They always have to put a fight in every single place they go. MP9 should get removed, surely. There we go. They've got a path in through cameras now. Bledard is 1 HP. All good.
Oh my.
Relax. It's okay.
So if this round actually pans out to be the cleanest of all of them. As if. Well. Yeah, it's teetering, isn't it? That pendulum is swinging just towards Aurora Youngblood now. They'll have a bit of cash in reserve. They're on the T side. They are one round to the lesser, but obviously that is a very thin margin. Do the CTs need to start taking pauses? Because I think they do. They had a tremendous lead earlier in this map. Look at that. They were 9-0 up.
Yep.
They won 1 in the last 9.
That's just T-side on this map, isn't it? I'm seeing it in a nutshell today. Some breaking news for the rest of the Swiss stage. I can confirm that Sinners have had to forfeit their match against Illuminar today. They have a scheduling conflict with ESL Challenger League, and of course ESL Challenger League matches probably will take priority as there's more on the line for those. In a Swiss stage, you can maybe afford to take a forfeit loss and then go again from 0-1 bracket. So Sinners will not be playing against Illuminar today, sadly.
It's a shame. Part and parcel, though, of Counter-Strike at this level. Blue-white. 2 found. Blixie is a man possessed. Where's this round come from?
I know, right? It's absolutely out of the blue. Out of the blue-white.
Oh, great white, the way they're... My God.
Great white shark. Look at they're in the beach. Need to be careful.
Exactly. The Jaws music is playing. This is some suspect Counter-Strike from the defense. It's going to be 10-all. Without any saves.
No dear.
Game on. The 2-0 looked cooked. I mean, it was 9-0. 9-0. They won 10 of the last 11. And this,
kills,
I mean, the blue-white kills are good, but Blixie says, hold my beer. Crikey.
That was, it was the first of the two from Blixie, which was most impressive. Just immediate reaction. And blue-white just deals with the suspect trying to get very aggressive, trying to put some assertiveness back into their CT side, putting in a different idea. But putting in that different idea has not worked. I respect them trying a different ideas. It's kind of something we didn't really see much from Aurora Youngblood on their CT side, but that ain't working either, sadly.
This doesn't feel good. Half by from the defense. That was also their first pause of the map. A little bit too late for me. You've already let your opponents back into approaching a commanding position.
I think the suspect win this round. And I have no script. I just have that spidey sense, which makes me think, okay, they're pushing through a molly. Maybe not. Maybe not. I thought if they were patient there, it would have been fine, but McHughes does well. Dementa will manage to not get any damage done, really, on blue-white.
Let's just make sure the bomb makes it, guys.
He's being looked at, but he's making noise now.
Oh
making
my
noise.
lord.
He's using a flash for it, and he's shoulder peeked it out, and he's got Bilby support. Okay,
Guys, just back out. You've got 58 seconds. Take your time.
There we go.
Oh, why bother, right? Just run in and kill them.
Well, they found a way. 5 alive, of course, naturally. Look at their money now.
It's so reminiscent of map 1. Aurora, they just don't like first halves, apparently. They're just,
Yeah.
It's an absolute train wreck. And then just in the dying stages, they eventually take the lead. This is, of course, the first time they're taking the lead here on this map. When is this runaway train going to be halted, or will it? I mean, 12 rounds of the last 12. It's been 1 win for the suspect. Fortunes have to change, and it's got to start right now. They are going into the AWPA. This T side. Bledard has to connect. Shadow spotted. First found. That was easy. Can he find more? No, he can't.
Oh.
Straight into the scope.
He shifts
Oh
into the
my,
angle,
Kaylee
and-
gets caught.
Oh,
That could be it. There's
That was
so
a-
much util as well for this T side. Just chain it. Get something down on Temple. Hold the flanks. Get this bomb planted. They're mucking about a bit.
This is being watched, though. Oh, but he's going to miss his shot, Grix. That's a critical shot to miss. I would expect more from him in these positions, and they're peeking. They are peeking. They're going to swing again. They're going to maybe try and double swing, knowing the flank is an issue. They have to be wary of that. They can't just swing into the open for no reason, but in the end, they actually path those holds pretty nicely. They sort of discuss it between each other in the heat of the moment, saying, I'll hold this, I'll peek this, and they get their duels won. Reminder, by the way, Bledard was 13-1 at one point in this game. I think he's now 16-13.
This CD side, they just can't get that open position. They can't take information and load the right sites at the moment. It was a very scrappy round, but it doesn't matter for the T side. It's
only the scoreline that top matters, and obviously their money is incredible. They are definitely buying out regulation, and of course then in overtime we buys galore. This is a very tall order, and the investment is less than ideal. 2 MP9s, there's no AWP. Util lacking a little bit. Risks surely have got to be taken by this CT side. Oh, Blixie, you mad man. You mad man. Was that too much?
It's like, okay, we've got a couple of rounds to spare now. Look at our money. It's okay. It's 12-10, mate. You only got 2. Just walks through a smoke. Might make them distracted elsewhere, though. Blue White might pounce. He's absolutely going to pounce. And he recovers the spray on Valen. A headshot to boot with that spray. And he realises that Temple could be a problem. He's taken Kaylee too. Look at that on the kill feed. Blue White's done it again with an impactful multi-kill. Such an important moment, an important round in this game. Looking for more. That's 4. He's not going to get the ace. It's going to be down to Grix to close out the game, but he's out. He's out from Temple, looking for Hyper, and Hyper's going to win it out. There are legs in this game yet.
What a round. I like the idea that in the previous of Rory Youngblood, we're in T-Spawn, and the in-game leader is like, guys, this is the call. This is the call. First man through the smoke.
Yeah.
Die. Next up, Blue White, you sneak through the smoke as your teammate sprays. Find 2. Nobody else kill anybody. Blue White, you take the site. Then we'll see what happens in the 2v1. Couldn't have scripted it. 11-12. Aurora Youngblood are actually the team to burn the pause. They've certainly missed their best opportunity because the buy is better now. AWP is recovered 2 onto that CT side. But it is T-side Anubis. They are utterly favoured. We see it time and time again, even in their losing round, of course. If you give them an inch, they'll take it. They will take every gap that's presented.
Yeah. They'll take the mile, that's for sure. This is it though. Round 24. Are we going to overtime again? You never know. Bledard's been very quiet, as I said. 13-1 he was. Now he's 17-14. We jokingly discussed with production, are we getting another 17 overtimes? Well,
I'm so sorry.
There's a world.
I'm so sorry for what I've said. Was Dementor legged? He sprayed, I'm not sure. Either way, it's still a worthwhile trade, isn't it, for the CT side? I mean, about a 1 player low, but you've got the numbers. Ernest is now on the tees, and they have left the bomb. That's now just about getting scooped. And Bledard is connecting. Another kill. This is primed for extra rounds to follow. We need a miracle. Excuse up next. Has to find a second kill. Hyper doesn't need to get the trade. 4v2. These are all the high HP players. Bottled in now are these T-side members.
Again, overtime.
You'd think it was the important one from Hyper just to relax the situation there. The site could have been lost. Look at the angle that Valen's in as well. That's good for 1 usually, even if he gets mollied out of position. Oh, okay. He actually pushes a bit further forward than I thought he would. He needs to be careful. He doesn't get caught off guard here, and he won't. But they're stacked on top of each other right now. This is actually a little bit awkward. Oh, Blixie. I thought for a second maybe he could find one and the other one wouldn't be able to reposition nicely. But Hyper was there, and Hyper got the job done. They're both very low, as you can see at the end. 11 HP on either. And we've got extra rounds again. These two teams, in whatever fashion or pattern that we see from them. Sometimes that pattern can be, well, it's easy to read as those hieroglyphics on the wall. We've got ourselves to overtime.
They might be disappointed of Rory Youngblood, but they need to see the grand scheme, don't they? They were down 9-0. They were down 9-0, and now we're in overtime. Big old reset button, and I can't imagine their CT side is going to be quite as flat here in overtime either, so there are opportunities. Dementor again gets tagged very low. Look at that. That's what the last round should have been. That's how it should have gone. This time, no, missing nothing. Blue-White has been a beast on the T side. This round
It's
is
funny,
over.
isn't it? It's funny, isn't it? These rounds can just look like that when you get to overtime. Pressure's off a little bit, at least. You just let loose a bit, and a round you needed comes a little bit too late to get it done in regulation. But it's well played. As you say, Vilby was got a perfect lineup there, and blue-white. His impact kills have been insane. I think he's had like at least 8 of those 20 kills have been like multi-frag rounds, impactful rounds.
It's looking good. Guess you might as well hunt in overtime.
Indeed.
If you can win the first 2, maybe you force a FAMAS on the AWPer. Right.
Every little helps. Is that Tesco or Asda? I forget.
It's Tesco. I forget what
It's
Asda
Tesco,
is.
I think. Yeah.
I can't remember what Asda is. Come to me. It's been ages since I've been to Asda.
What's your shopping?
I switch it up. There's an
switch it
Aldi,
up,
Lidl,
okay.
and Sainsbury's in touching distance.
There you go. That's actually 3 very respectable choices. We're going a little bit faster in toward A main. Hyper, just jiggling it out, and he's obviously looking to throw his smoke. But if he does throw his smoke on this angle, you would think that McCuse would just go straight through it. So I'm not really confident in Hyper here. He's the only one here as well, and yeah, it's just going to get caught straight off guard. The camera rotation will be relatively fast, but blue-white can just stop it on the lurk. This is a perfect call. This is a perfect call. And it should mean they get 14 sharpish.
14. 14.
And blue-white had already committed, right? He went ran
Yeah.
over toward B to flank them. Trusted in his teammates. That was quite a simple one in the end of the day. It was just take A main, go for a peek together, try and deal with the A site anchor, and then have a lurk in mid to hold the camera rotations. It's simple but effective, and that's probably why the T-side on this map can sometimes be so difficult for a CT to figure out.
When you ask me which supermarkets, which answers would have disappointed you?
I think it would have been funny if you said Waitrose, because that's like stereotypically rich person. I didn't pin you for
Where
that.
I'm from is very Waitrose.
Is it actually? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. There's one in the nearest town has a Waitrose in it. Not
Okay,
that my
fair.
family has ever been a Waitrose family, but
No, mine
we are
haven't
kind of
either.
upper middle class countryside Britain, so
I know, yeah. I was going to say, I didn't pin you for that kind of person, but I had a feeling maybe the area would be, so.
we'll see. Maybe one day when I'm making the mega money.
Yeah. As I mostly I think Sainsbury's and Asda.
There you go.
My understanding.
This is bold. This is so bold from the CT side. To get aggressive when you've lost the first 2. We kind of saw in regulation, didn't we? Where
Yeah.
nothing was working and they just started throwing more spanners in the works. It's a very chaotic round, but
In some sense, I kind of admire, you know, they're sort of saying if we sit back and play a slow round, we're going to lose. So let's at least try.
Yeah.
And for now, it is working.
And Aurora Youngblood also had no map control at all after all those kills as well. It's not like they had a free sight. They might have one in a second.
Wow, the timing's formidable, isn't it?
And they've just decided to walk mid right here, right now.
Oh, they have 2 smokes as well. We can put these down the choke points.
There it is. And blue-white can get a nice advanced angle as well. And I'd rely on him, that's for sure, in these situations, after what he's done in basically the whole game thus far. There is going to be a big flank from Dementor. He's the low HP player. Someone's going to have to look at that at some point. You have to be ready for it. Oh, maybe slight shadow spotted. And a nice angle being taken up by Dementor. It's down to blue-white. He's stuck in the middle of no man's land. He'll find Kaylee. Can't find the flanker Dementor. And that is an all-important round on the CT side of overtime that could still keep them in the game.
I think Aurora Youngblood in that afterplan will regret not just making a decision of where we're going to fight and then committing to it. Because they look like they're going to push probably the CT backlanes to me up from heaven. And then they repositioned into fighting for A main. It's like, you're just going to get caught in transition. Make a decision. So, unhinged aggression on this round does pay some dividends.
Yeah.
For the suspect.
And,
They were 9-3 regulation halves, so in a sense, getting a CT round is above the norm.
Yes, and
In a sense, yeah.
if you replicate what happened in regulation, then they probably should win this game, just straight up, 16-14. But it's overtime, it's a completely different circumstance, completely different time of the map. Ideas have been used, some have worked, some haven't. So we'll see. Do they remember what worked best?
This is a bad time to be playing solo B. Look, he's got one molly to try and do something. Can't even deploy it before these terrorist players get out. Blue-white's gone. This round is cooked. Absolutely cooked. Game over. 14-all.
Oh, dearie me. As soon as the first player feels forced to run through the temple smoke, when your default player is just staying alive for so long, it's like, what can you really do? Like, you'll know there's another player on the back of the site if the temple player feels like he has to do that. And he's just stuck in a pre-firewall position if you get yourself toward the plat area next to the pillar. Yeah, Grix saving the AWP is actually quite impactful here. Quite important. Possibility he might have it if we get that deep into the game. Flight tag will come through. Nice angle held, but these are just exits. Through the smoke we go, and the AWP will drop, but it will be kept. Everyone will die. It's only McHughes to save and stay alive in that round.
Well, we're back all square.
And we're back where we were on Dust 2.
Yes, sir. Can, ironically, Aurora Youngblood pull out a gambit? Can they do it? Such an early call for the teams. Look at this. 4 outside B main. They're not wasting any time. Bit of mid util. And I think they're primed to go. Flashes are lined up. There is already a smoke on the site. Good news is, heck of a lot more than one in defense this time. 3 on location. Here we go. They'll be first to swing wide, and everybody's hitting their shots.
Oh,
This is a clinic. Whoever made the call to load up B this round deserves a raise.
Get him on the Aurora main team instantly.
I'm joking, of course. Bledard. He's in a 1v5. Angle being held by Grix. Smoke should fade. Kill will come through. Very nicely done. And yeah, that was a perfect stack and a perfect hold.
I actually, I don't dislike what the suspect tried to do in that round. They just tried to go all together. They even had a Mach 10 right in play to try and get up close and personal, use some speed, use some maneuverability. In the end, that Mach 10 came in like, I don't know, like third. And couldn't get up in the faces of the CTs enough.
Oh my. Oh, that could be the death blow.
Well then.
Did they deserve it? Is it luck? Is it divine intervention? Is it just stellar individual ability and, awareness of the map? Who knows, but does it matter? Probably not. 5 on 4. Tough decisions to follow for the squad from Kosovo. I do not envy their in-game leader right now. What do you do?
Grix is in position. And he's got the perfect peek from Dementor to deal with. Stops dead in Grix's crosshairs. 5 versus 3. And the only thing the Suspect can do is maybe team up toward the A side of the map. And already there are 2 players in position. Grix will be here once again. There's going to be counter utility too. He positions himself slightly. Lovely first kill. It's going to have to be Hyper and Bledard. That's a good kill to catch the flanker as well. So this one's not done. They're going to have a site. They're going to have a plant in a 2v3.
First duel matters so much. And it falls the way of Aurora. Bledard. No chance. No going from 9-0 up. The Suspect drop the ball. 16-14. Another overtime slog overcome by Aurora Youngblood. You cannot fault them for lack of tenacity. They have done it the hard way today.
Absolutely, that was kind of crazy. Look at that, 16-14, 16-14. I don't see many of those in CS2, in ML12 especially. These days. That's a great resilience from them. Of course, lots of focus today for Aurora Youngblood. Will no doubt be on their playoff match in Series 7 of CCT against Zero Tenacity, of course, later on. That's going to be a very big test for them. And, of course, in that playoff bracket too, the winner of that could play Ents or Paravision. Like, more... Zero Tenacity is not... It's a very tough team to beat, but that's a great opportunity if they win that to have a game against an established team and established players once again. So, fair play to them. They still find a way in this one. They can now put all their focus into that game later on this evening. And they start off Season 8 as well, Series 8 as well. 1-0. They've
had a great week or so, haven't they? They beat Eyeballers. Who was it else? They beat Amcal, of course. Fresh off some changes. They beat Sampi. Now they beat the Suspects here. So... they're gathering scalps, and even their series before that they lost, they took close. So I'm impressed. I'm intrigued.
Right there we go.
Grix is great fun as well. So good to see him. Yeah, I mean, obviously we're way early into the Swiss stage at the moment, but that puts Aurora Youngblood on 1-0, and of course Illuminar claiming their default win. So both of them will be very happy. And I dare say, if they get a good draw moving forwards, it looks nice for this Aurora Youngblood team. Here's the remaining matches of the day, as mentioned by Trav earlier. That Sinners Illuminar game will not take place, unfortunately, so an early finish. Next up will be Team Space versus Havu at 2 p.m. CST, and then following that will be Preezy NIP. I guess that leaves us with, what, about a half an hour sort of gap between these two? Something of that order. Hour.
Yeah, not too bad. We're on time today. Yesterday we had an incredibly long broadcast day, so yeah, it's been nice to get the production some time to actually have an on-time broadcast day. But yeah, we'll have this half an hour break now. Maybe I'll get some food, get some snacks or whatever. We'll be back for Team Space versus Havu. Both teams on a massive loss streak. One of them's going to have to break it. We'll see who in a little bit.